Frangi Panni. I have a long-standing kind of judgment of this particular plant. It's popular in Hawaii. They use the flowers to make perfumes, to make leis in Hawaii, and they're beautiful. The flowers are fragrant, they're amazing, there's hundreds of varieties. Another thing is they're incredibly easy to grow, and by that I mean essentially a chimpanzee could grow them. They could break off a piece, they could jam it in the ground, and where I live in Central Florida, where it's very loose sandy soil, it'll grow every time, which results in some some people just jamming sticks of frangipani everywhere intermittently in the yard, and we have what I tend to call a frangipani forest. In my opinion, poor form. It's just not that interesting. In the wintertime, they drop all of their leaves. In the summertime, they are full of leaves, and then they drop their leaves, but they have tons of flowers, which is really cool. But all winter, they don't. So it basically looks like a stick forest. Around here, where mostly everything's evergreen, when you have a stick forest in your front yard, it's not that cool. In my opinion. Maybe, you know, other people have other opinions. So let's go up and check it out. I have taken some cuttings. This particular tree I have grown for probably about 20 years. And you see over the 20 years it's grown into, it's really got an interesting bark, very distinctive, kind of cool looking. I've had to trim it repeatedly all over to get it to this point and train it up. And all winter long it just looked like a big stick sticking into the ground, and now it's started to bloom in May. And May is really when you're going to see what this tree is all about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take these gloves off because I don't really need them. And let's go ahead with soft sand. Yeah, it's like putting a ladder into beach sand where we are right now. You know, I'm not too broken-hearted about picking these because only the birds are seeing the flowers. Now, after you pick them, they do drip this sap down, which has got this latex. I'll show you some of it dripped on my hands. And I do believe it is poisonous, so, you know, probably not good to stand beneath it and drink the sap, but yet it's not that bad. It's like a white latex. You can see it. It's kind of sticky. It doesn't really bother me, maybe if you had sensitive skin, but this is one variety of hundreds of the frangipani flower. Very fragrant. Now what they do in Hawaii is, I believe, I'm in Florida, so, is they string them together like this, thread them through, and you get this beautiful kind of lei effect. You know, if you imagine if you had enough of these, and I could definitely pick more than enough up in that tree to make a full necklace, you could have a beautiful necklace. Now, the other astounding thing about the frangipani is the smell. It smells almost like a lilac or like a lavender. It's the most incredibly kind of sweet, just delicious smell. Every variety of colors that you could think of is available in the frangipani. And yeah, it is exquisite. This one has a yellow highlight in the middle with kind of white out to a darker pink petal. It's just exquisite. Even if you look at the back part of the petal, look at the back, even the detail on the back, it's like one side is pink, the other side is white. It's just like, it's almost like you wonder if you're in the Matrix and this has been made up to test us to see if this is all real. But it's real, and I think. And we're lucky to have plants like this. But, you know, like anything. Oh, look at that. You like that?
I don't like that.
Okay, it doesn't like that. Yeah, I don't like that either. Better on a girl, maybe. This kind of flower is something interesting you can do. But, you know, it's interesting, but yet, at the same time, you can overdo it. And that's what I would caution you. If you live in a warm climate, I would definitely encourage you to experiment with the frangipani, but not to go too far so that you, you know, become lost in a frangipani wilderness or a stick forest. Because you can't eat the frangipani. You can smell it, you can look at it, but you can't digest it. So for me, I like things that I like to have a little of this, and I like to have a little of things like my chocolate pudding tree behind me, or my Barbados cherry, or the mangoes, or the starfruit, or the longan, or the figs, or the bananas, or the on and on, all the things that I can eat. So I would just encourage you to have a little variety in your life. Don't discriminate. And ultimately, they make pretty good mulch. Let's walk over here. I think I got one more variety. Oh yeah. Okay, so over the years, different cuttings, friends might give me cuttings, people who collect these things. Here's another variety. Oh, look at that. That's something. White with a pink streak down the back. Very beautiful. These actually have a slightly different smell. You want to smell?
Mmm.
Wow,
like
these are
this
better.
more, yeah.
Yeah, I like these better. The other one kind of had a weird, it's interesting, they have a different fragrance to them. I love this look too. They're smaller flowers, they're actually more rigid, the petals. Same thing, kind of a single flower deal, but very, very cool. And I have other frangipanis around the yard, different colors. You know, it's like collecting crayons. You can decide how many colors you want or need. Theoretically, you could have 10,000 colors, or I don't know how many, probably 200 varieties of frangipani, but you know, how many is enough? I think a few different varieties is enough for me. I'd rather have a mango, but I sure do like this. And you know, once you're done smelling them, down they go. You can tell this one doesn't get a great amount of care. It's next to a yard waste bucket up against a fence, kind of forgotten about, but I still get to come by and enjoy it. We always like coming by to pick a flower and give it a smell. And you know, it's a fun part of the yard. That's what it's all about. So okay, that's what I have to say about frangipanis in May in Florida, and they're something you might want to consider for your yard. If you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe to Eat Your Backyard. I put out videos like this intermittently, and I always enjoy to hear what you have to say about it. If you would like to see more videos like this, subscribing is the best way to be notified. And if you like this particular video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up in the bottom of the video. And thanks for watching.
Damn.